27-year-old Jessica Monroe left her home in Springfield, Missouri on a rainy Tuesday morning. She told her she'd be right back. She never returned. What followed was one of the most disturbing and unsolved disappearances in the Midwest. No struggle, no witnesses, no answers, just silence. Her disappearance baffled local police, shocked her community, and left a family shattered for over a decade. Jessica Monroe was a medical assistant working at a small clinic downtown. She was loved deeply by her family and friends, and she was engaged to marry her longtime boyfriend, Mark. They had planned their wedding for late 2010, and Jessica was excited about starting a family. She lived in a quiet neighborhood with tree-lined streets and a strong community spirit. According to Mark, Jessica was a responsible woman with no history of mental health issues and no known enemies. On September 15, 2009, at around 9:10 a.m., Jessica left their home to run a simple errand, to pick up a prescription at the nearby pharmacy, only 3 blocks away. She told Mark she'd be back in a few minutes. What she didn't know was that she would never make it back. Mark says Jessica left the house wearing a light jacket and sneakers, but notably, she left her purse, wallet, and phone behind. She had just finished a cup of coffee that was still warm on the kitchen table. At 9:45 a.m., Mark called Jessica's phone, but it went straight to voicemail. Concerned, Mark rushed to the pharmacy, but employees told him she had never arrived. He searched the nearby streets, asking neighbors if they had seen her, but no one recalled seeing Jessica that morning. At 11:30 a.m., after no contact and no signs of Jessica, Mark contacted the Springfield Police Department. Police arrived at the Monroe residence quickly, finding Jessica's car still parked in the driveway and her house in order. No signs of forced entry or struggle. Her keys were found on the kitchen counter, and her shoes were neatly placed by the door. Officers canvassed the neighborhood, interviewing neighbors, checking security cameras, and searching local parks and streets. No witnesses or evidence were found. The local media quickly picked up the story, broadcasting missing person alerts and encouraging the public to come forward with any information. Jessica's family and Mark organized search parties, distributing flyers and contacting every possible lead. The community was deeply shaken. Springfield had seen very few disappearances, and none with this many. Friends described Jessica as kind, reliable, and caring. Someone who would never just vanish without explanation. Despite the intense search, weeks turned into months, with no sign of Jessica. Her case was slowly moving toward cold case status. Police initially considered several possible explanations. Voluntary disappearance. Could Jessica have chosen to leave her life behind? But leaving her wallet, phone, and purse was unusual. Abduction. Was she taken by a stranger? No witnesses or suspicious vehicles were reported. Foul play involving someone close. Police thoroughly vetted friends, family, and Mark himself. No credible suspects emerged. Mental health issues. Jessica had no history of mental illness or trauma, making this theory unlikely. One intriguing theory came from online forums. Reddit user claimed there was a hidden basement door in Jessica's house that led to an old drainage tunnel. Police dismissed the claim as a myth, but locals whispered that the tunnel might hold clues. Over a decade later, Jessica's disappearance remains unsolved. Her family continues to hold vigils every year, hoping for answers. Springfield Police Department officially lists the case as open but inactive. In 2019, the FBI reopened the file to review new forensic technology, but no breakthroughs occurred. A $25,000 reward is still offered for any information leading to Jessica's whereabouts. Mark moved away to start fresh, but remains committed to finding the truth. Jessica's story reminds us of the many who vanish without explanation every year. Her case is a haunting example of how a life can change in an instant, leaving loved ones searching for closure. Through online communities and amateur investigators, her story continues to reach new audiences. Her son, now grown, advocates for missing persons and supports families in crisis. Jessica Monroe's disappearance remains a mystery, a shadow that refuses to fade. What do you think happened to Jessica Monroe? Share your theories in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more real-life mysteries and unsolved cases.